There it is. Oh, he hit the pendant! Let's go! Come on! What? Dude, he just gave up?
No, this isn't a fake nothing. Is this some witch pursuit thing?
What just happened? Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and basically from the title, it's pretty self-explanatory what this video is. It is a review of 2020 in South Park Phone Destroyer. Everything important that changed within the game during the course of this entire year. This video took some time to make. This was something that I kind of came up with. I don't think really anybody suggested this video, but it is something that, again, I plan to continue here on the channel going forward at the end of each year of the game. Assuming the game lasts a few more years, right? Yeah, so basically we're going to talk about any major changes that happened directly within South Park Phone Destroyer as a whole within the game, and then I will talk a little bit about things that changed within me on the channel as well, just some key points and things like that that happened for those things. So obviously that happened this year. So let's just quickly talk about, obviously, everything important that happened in South Park Phone Destroyer this year. Alright guys, so all the big main changes that happened to the game in South Park Phone Destroyer, 17 new cards were added this year, which was probably not as much as 2019. I mean, 2019, remember, had the addition of superheroes added to the game, which were 10 cards right there, and at the rate that's at least Red Lynx is possibly adding cards, if they continue to add cards, a new card every 2 weeks, potentially we would have 24 new cards in 2021 as to add to the 17 that were added this year. So I think like 17 was a decent amount of cards to be added. I'm not sure in average what that would be compared to other games that have basically a card-based system that Phone Destroyer has. So I don't know what to compare it to as far as, like, I guess Clash Royale or something like that. It's saying like, okay, well, they added this many cards and South Park added this many cards, but 17 feels like a lot to me as a whole. But I will show you here on screen real quick all 17 of the new cards that were added for 2020, and some of you may be surprised by some of the cards, or maybe don't remember that they were actually added this year. I feel like some people maybe think Sizzler Stewart was not added in 2020. It was added in very early January of 2020. We have Alternate Human Kite, which was fairly new. Thunderbird was added. Space Pilot Brad, of course we know about the Bradleys, and Dar over there in the bottom right. Of course we had all 4 of the Goth Kids added. Mary Jane Randy, Woodland Critters was the newest and most recent addition, which was fairly solid. General Disarray, who is just a disarray on the lower arenas more so than the upper arenas. Chaos Hamster, Super Craig, Wonder Tweak, and City Walk Guy to round them all out. So that's a lot of new cards that were added overall. As far as what I think the best cards are, I mean, obviously Dar to me is the best card that was added in 2020. You could argue that Space Pilot and Frontier Bradley are extremely strong, and there's no argument from me there. Those 2 cards are very strong. Sizzler Stewart was at one point very cool, not very good, and then now is pretty darn good within the current meta. I feel like Chaos Hamsters haven't been as great as maybe we once or may have hoped for. Super Craig and General Disarray do a great job to add some depth to superheroes, as well as Mary Jane Randy is very strong as well. And the Goth Kids right now, to me, a little underwhelming, but maybe will be better in the future. City Walk Guy has received a buff, but hasn't seemed to get any better, and I don't think any changes have happened to Thunderbird, in all honesty, since he's come into the game. So, out of all these cards, some receive buffs, some receive debuffs, some haven't been changed yet at all, so we're just going to have to sit back and wait and see if any balance changes continue or whatever happens to these cards in the future. But yeah, 17 new cards added to the game in 2020. About 40 plus balance changes total were added. That's both nerfs and buffs. I don't know the exact number. I tried looking all that up, but there were a couple of months that Red Lynx did not make balance changes at all. I know that I believe in at least July and maybe August there weren't any. So I don't know the exact number as far as how many nerfs, how many buffs. I did try to figure all that out, to be honest with you, and that took me some time. And when you look at just 40 plus balance changes, I think it was 50, something like that, possibly as a whole, but you have 154 total cards in the game right now as I'm recording this video, and at the end of the year, because obviously nothing's going to be added at least until 2021. So, I mean, you think about that, not even a third of the total cards within this game potentially had any sort of change done to them. And there were a couple, Jesus, had multiple changes within the course of 2020. And I think there were a couple other ones that did as well have changes, more than one change also. So, I mean, you look at it that there were probably at least 100 to 110 cards potentially that may not have even been touched at all this year. And that is why the meta is, I think, kind of the way it is. So, obviously, hopefully, there is a much bigger number in the balance changes for next year. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, Challenge Mode was removed and Chaos Mode was added. So, that is the big change that happened there as far as game modes was concerned. Team Wars has had dramatic changes done in it, but there was nothing really big as a whole. Like, Team Wars wasn't added this year or anything like that. They did add a new thing called the Mission Event, which was a new type of, I guess, daily event you could call it, or even a weekend event, because the weekend event to start 2021 will be a 4-day mission event featuring Satan, which if you complete the solo pack of the event, you will get a free Satan that pack. So that is obviously something that you guys are going to want to grind this coming weekend. So yeah, mission events have been added. Chaos Mode was a change. To be all honest with you, wasn't super impressed with Chaos Mode as a whole. I thought that the game mode had potentially more potential than it ended up having. There was some fun that was within Chaos Mode, and there were some things about it that were interesting and different than what Challenge Mode provided. But in all honesty, the fact that you have just one pack at the end versus the 12 individual packs, the fact that they changed the matchmaking system completely to make it back to the way the old Challenge Mode used to be before they changed it to be around your ELO level, and to where some of the high echelon ELO, like 9 to 8,500 ELO players, were having a much harder time finding matches. So the fact that you could play someone 6,000+ ELO difference than you in Challenge Mode, or I guess Chaos Mode, sorry, better for the finding a match aspect, not necessarily better for the actual strength of, or the competition aspect. So, I mean, there are pros and cons to Chaos Mode. I don't think it's that amazing of a mode, personally. I usually only play it in all reality just to get my bottle caps done. I don't do grinds or runs of it that much, because there hasn't really been anything super spectacular in Chaos Mode to make me want to play it. I mean, the only thing that's been really nice was they add any new card that's added to the game or is going to be announced to be added in a weekend event. They usually have it added to Chaos Mode, or you can play it for free in Chaos Mode to try it out at Chaos Mode levels. So that's at least kind of positive, but that's really about the only upside of Chaos Mode in all reality to me. And then, of course, I briefly mentioned there were changes to Team Wars. There were changes to the Battle Pass and pack changes as well. I did misspell pack changes, but I'm too lazy to change it now. So I'm sure I'll get eaten up alive in the comment section. It's too late. So yeah, the changes to the Battle Pass, obviously now it is once a month. That was not the case when it first started. Team Wars, there have been dramatic changes to what the leader's powers or role that it is within Team Wars has been drastically changed. They changed, I believe, some aspects as far as matchmaking within Team Wars and things like that to try to stop de-ranking from being an issue. They changed it to where teams with less than 50 players in their teams don't have an advantage anymore, I believe, as well. And there's been some others. And then the pack changes, I did an entire video on the pack changes as far as the different ones. There is now a new daily reset as far as themes is concerned. There is new gold, silver, and platinum packs essentially as well. And as like I said, I did a whole video on that, an opening video for that as well, to talk about the different pack Chahangjis that I can't spell, guys. I never claimed to be a good speller. But yeah, so that's really all the big changes that happened within the main game. Let's briefly, I guess, talk about what happened in my channel. Yeah, obviously, as far as my channel is concerned, I finally hit new kid level 25 on my main account. That was something that I did accomplish in 2020 and was, I guess, I wouldn't call it a big milestone, but I mean, it took me over 3 years to get to new kid level 20, which is currently the max level for the game. But as Red Links has announced, they are changing the new kid level sometime we believe summer of 2021, allegedly. There are as well going to be changing card levels. So card levels will no longer max at 7. They will have a new level cap. We don't know what that is yet. I don't have answers for you on that, but that is something that RedLynx has admitted in a Q&A in the past on Discord. So those two things will change in the future. So hopefully there will be a lot more in-depth changes on this coming in for the 2021 review. I got my first level 5 legendary card ever, which was Mysterion. I also got a new level 5 legendary card, which was 6th Element Randy, who was my first legendary card I ever received or ever unlocked with Info Destroyer. And so that was fun. I did do a video on that as well, to kind of talk about those two cards, and I had fun playing around with that deck. So hopefully we get some more level 5 legendaries in the future. I don't know what my closest one is now. I think it's Mecha Timmy is like 2 away, and then I think Call Girl's like 4 away to be level 5s as well. So maybe we'll have more in the future. I did start a new Adventure Lock account the first time. I did try to do a Sci-Fi Locked account, even though that's really a thing you can do. But again, I did do an Adventure Locked account. That was it's been a challenge and been kind of fun. I've been grinding on it a little bit. I stream on it a little bit, and it's a different challenge because it's kept me to see a different form of the meta in a different area of the game. I mean, like to play in mostly Silver League most of the time, and to, you know, have matches with the Adventure Locked account has been fun, has been different, has been interesting, and something I'm going to continue to grind on. I'm going to continue it. It's not going away. People have asked, where's the Snoozy account? Snoozy account still exists, but I don't play on it anymore. The Sci-Fi Locked account, which isn't a thing, is also still technically exists, but don't play on it either. And who knows? Maybe I'll tinkle around on those in 2021. We never know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, that's really... And then, of course, you guys have continued to support me on the channel, which I greatly appreciate immensely. It was super awesome that RedLynx did feature my video, my Christmas Critters video on the news. Hopefully that is something that I can get again in 2021. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I know that there are plenty of other content creators out there that RedLynx will hopefully try to gain access to their videos as well for you guys to tune into. So I'm sure I won't get spoiled and get one again for a little while. And that's okay, because there are, again, plenty of other fantastic creators out there. And even some that aren't in this Discord community that RedLynx and I am a part of. So yeah, hopefully you guys are able to check all of them out and whatnot. But yeah, that's really about it as a whole for 2020, as far as kind of what happened this year. A lot of interesting stuff. I've did you know, some different things this year to try to wrap up the year. I did, obviously, this in review video. I did some of my favorite matches of 2020. I did a video on that a lot of you seem to enjoy. But some things that will definitely continue here on the channel. I will continue. I don't know if I'll do a monthly meta anymore. I may just do a quarterly meta going forward. So I'll do 4 at least meta changes a year, unless there's completely drastic changes. I'll obviously continue to keep you updated on balance changes. I'll continue to stream this game. I am not leaving Phone Destroyer. There are some people that have left comments in other videos being like, Druzy, I heard you're leaving this game. I'm not going anywhere. At least not until this game completely dies. I am the captain that is going down with the ship, however long that may be. But still enjoy making content for this game, even though this game is sadly kind of a dying community right now. But there are new people still joining in. There are new people joining the channel. My goal was to hopefully hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year on YouTube, and we made it to almost 8,000, which is still a huge positive. And hopefully we're able to hit 10K very quickly into 2021. That would be an awesome, awesome thing to have. But I do greatly appreciate any and all support I've received from all of you this year. And I hope that your New Year's is safe and that you have been able to remain safe throughout this horrid pandemic that has plagued us all of 2020. And hopefully you and your family continue to remain safe, continue to be healthy, and nothing bad happens to you. But hopefully we have another a more positive year going into 2021 than what we had here in 2020. It's been kind of a shit show for the most part, but hopefully it turns around for a positive for all of us. I know I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I do obviously hope that that's really the case. But thank you all so much for the continued support here on the channel. Until next time, and until 2021, I'll see you guys then. My name is Druzy.